Alright, cool. So the current strategies for rapid growth. So I recently did an extended thing for the algorithm and current content strategies like the other day. So that's also going to be in here. It's a little bit longer, but I'm just going to cover the basics quickly. So, okay, so the TikTok algorithm. So I'm going to explain to you how it works for beginners and like the very basics of the algorithm on TikTok. So we have a thing called the 200 view test. This is basically what TikTok does with every single video on the platform. It will test it to a minimum of 200 people. It's normally around 200 to 1,000. They're checking for the main metrics, which are watch time and engagement, and then they'll push it to the next stage. They'll test it again, push it to the next stage, and the better your requirements are, which I'll go on to explain in the other video, and obviously the better your metrics are, the further it will go in the stages of the algorithm, and you'll get pushed and pushed and pushed. I'll go on to explain the actual specifics of what your metrics need to be in the other video, but this is how the algorithm works. Your post should never ever get below like 100 views. You know something's wrong. If your account's not warm, TikTok don't like the post for some reason, they might have striked it for like unoriginal, something like that, low quality, but TikTok should always be pushing your pages or your accounts and your posts to over 200 views. If they're not, something is wrong with your content. If you're, like I say, your account's not warm or it's low quality. So yeah, just think about what it could be. Is it a new account? Is the content a bit low quality? Is it re-upload? Something like that. And then the other basics. So posting times, do they matter? No, they do not. Like, it's a complete myth. If your video is going to do well, it's going to do well at any time of the day. I would recommend, obviously, if you live in the UK, for example, like me, I just post during the day. I wouldn't post at like 3 in the morning. So I just think the whole app in the UK is going to be a little bit less active then. So it's just common sense, but you can like post viral videos at 3 in the morning, don't get me wrong. Again, hashtags right now, still just 2 to 5 niche specific hashtags. I'd recommend going and look at your biggest competitors, seeing what they're using. Don't use hashtag FYP, don't use stuff like that, there's no point. Just do niche specific hashtags so TikTok knows what audience to put your content in front of for the first sort of test. Okay, now slideshows. Now slideshows are obviously a really good way to grow and get views. They're really easy to make, so just pictures. What I'd recommend doing is having all the pictures fully original, so actually taking the pictures yourself or finding ones that aren't used much, because otherwise TikTok just don't want to push them. They want everything really authentic. TikTok actually announced exactly how they want slideshows to be done and be pushed. So they announced between like 3 and 6 slides, clean, spaced out, easy to read captions, trending audios, which you can find on your For You page. You know, if it's on your For You page, it's likely that it's trending. I normally look for something below sort of 200k uses and above 20k uses, but if something's trending, it's trending. And then they said they want it to be sort of telling a story or offering some sort of value. So if it's educational, you want to be offering value in every slide. If it's entertaining, you just want to be keeping people on the slides, making it funny, every single slide telling some sort of story. Obviously there's these insane slideshows trends which might just be 2 slides. That's completely fine. As for slideshows, really good way to grow. I don't really use them that much. I use them on my personal account, but for faceless accounts I've just never really I've always found videos a lot easier to sort of bring in views, but some people swear by them and they are a good way to grow, and TikTok definitely do push them still. So yeah, that is how you want to do slideshows. Alright, so that's it for the very basics. You can go on to the next video, which is a lot more in-depth, and the actual metrics you want to be hitting and how to hit them, and the sort of things you want to be looking for on the algorithm right now to get to 10k as quickly as possible. So yeah.